Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're a fan or a subscriber, welcome back. I really do appreciate the patronage. I know I say that all the time, but I really do. Today we're going to be looking at the Satanic Panic. Michelle remembers the second part. Not much else I need to say right now, so let's get on with the video. In the book, the author portrays the church as surprisingly modern. Priests understand their parishioners' troubles, and some even have sociology degrees. This representation of Catholicism is important. In 1972, Pope Paul VI delivered a speech warning of the reality of Satan. The church feared that this speech would confirm that it was entrenched in archaic mythology. The book draws on this speech, trying to make it valid from both a moral and scientific viewpoint. Pastor depicts that both science and religion are needed to counteract evil, out-of-control women. The book had undertones of racism, while Pastor himself is outright racist. From the outset, Westerners are paired with good, whereas the experiences Michelle has originate in West Africa, where Pastor did extensive research. At that time, the Ekpe Society kept kidnapped children in cages, filed their teeth to points, and trains them to be assassins. Sound familiar? It should be noted that contemporary scholars do not discuss the Ekpe in this negative light. I should also point out that they are not the only society that makes teeth come to a point. Almost as soon as the book came out, skeptics started investigating the more outrageous claims. The book came out in 1980, and in October of that year, Paul Gresco wrote articles which included interviews with Smith's father and childhood friends, which absolutely refuted the book's central claims. In particular, they described Jessica as a loving mother. In addition, Smith had two siblings, a direct contradiction of the book, and they have no memory of anything written in the book. By 1990, investigators could not find anyone to corroborate Michelle's memories. A 1990 article in the Mail on Sunday reported that the Catholic Church mentioned in the book made distinct efforts to distance themselves from the claims. When the book first came out, Bishop Remy DeRue asked Michelle and her husband to give him details, which they never did. Ever since, he'd been trying to distance himself from them. Pastor gave a statement to the Mail on Sunday to the effect that Michelle thinks it's real. That is, basically saying he doesn't care if it's real or not, and that is very problematic for him ethically. A psychologist or a counselor is ethically bound not to support a delusion. It's also problematic morally because in the SRA panic, the difference between fact and fiction was a very big deal to those whose lives were destroyed by false memories. That he was so blasé about this really burns me up, not just from a personal standpoint, but from a professional one as well. Patients have successfully sued practitioners of recovered memory therapy. The latest was in 2007 when a Scottish woman sued her local hospital for implanting false memories about being raped by her father. It is evident in this case that the courts felt that the woman herself was as much a victim of those who practiced this therapy as her father was. We must keep this in mind when we think of Michelle Smith. However, we must also keep in mind that she did marry a pastor when all was said and done. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, press the subscribe button, and if you would like to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. If notifications are not working, I usually have something out every day. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this episode. Question everything and never be afraid. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, goodbye.